Yes, I paid $1,000 over retail for this camera, and was it the smartest thing to do? No. But do I regret it? Maybe, and here's why. My name is Max O'Kane, and I am a director and DP, but also a photographer. And I've definitely strayed towards videos, but there is and there always will be a special place in my heart for photography. But why did I spend $1,000 over retail for this camera? Well, there are a few things that I will discuss in the video that will help you understand. First, we have the design, the photography capabilities, videography, the actual features, but more importantly, was it worth $2,500? So first things first, the design/build. You all know how this camera looks. You've seen it everywhere. So I'm gonna skip over that and talk about a couple of things that A, I haven't heard anyone else say, and B, what I figured out coming from a bigger brand like Sony and Canon. Well, it is a small camera, like very small. And I know that's literally the point of it, but I feel like they could have done a few things a tiny bit differently. Number one is making the grip a little bit bigger. One thing I love about this camera is that it fits in my pocket, and the only thing that extends out is the lens. But they could have added a little bit more grip and it would have still fit in my pocket. Next, the shutter is weak, bruh. And like, I get it, it's a tiny camera. It was just something that I never heard anyone mention. And coming from an A7 IV, I just really noticed that it doesn't feel like a real click. And it does have a mechanical shutter, it's just very tiny. But there is a sound, so at least you can hear something when you take the photos. But finally, on the aspect of design is the focus ring. It's hard to move, that is all. And I know I listed some bads, but my favorite feature I've ever seen on any camera is on this one. The optical viewfinder. Like, something about looking at this little piece of glass, seeing the corner of the lens, removing all the settings except the light meter, just makes it fun. It makes it different. So overall, this camera is basically built like the perfect travel camera. Just the fact that it can actually fit in my pocket almost outweighs every single one of the cons. But now let's move on to number two, photography. And this is arguably the most important aspect of the camera itself. 40 megapixels is the perfect amount. The RAWs are absolutely beautiful, and you can still crop in quite a bit. But not only that, you can also zoom in on your camera and then frame your shots at 35, 50, and 70 millimeters. When you shoot RAW, the actual file will not be cropped in, so I just try and remember which ones I framed tighter. Now let's talk about film simulations. Holy shit, they are amazing. Again, I was coming from a Sony, and I've definitely had my fair share of making fake film simulations, but they just never really looked that good. So moving on to this camera, I had very low expectations. Honestly, I thought, why would I sacrifice my raw data just to bake in something that will not look very good? But it does look good. Like, seriously, all of these photos are not edited whatsoever, just straight out of the camera, and they look amazing. Plus, with this being just right out of camera, you can still tweak them a little bit. So if you're interested in photography and don't feel like your editing is up to par, or you don't have an editing software, this is perfect. Just take the photo and move on, which leads me into my last point on photography. This is a slow camera, and man, I love that. I love that I lift up the camera and then I look at the little light meter, see it's overexposed, so I bring the camera down, change the physical shutter speed, and then check again. And I know it sounds dumb, but coming from fast mirrorless cameras, it is different, and I can actually appreciate the time that it takes. Don't even get me started on the 23mm f2 APS-C lens, because boy, that's perfect too. But all right, before I see the comments saying, man, why are you so in love with this camera? Or bro, you still spent a band over retail. I know. That is why this is going to be the most critical review that I can possibly give, because that $1,000 better have been worth it. All right, number three, videography. 6K 24 is good. It looks sharp and smooth. It's fine. But I found something that does not look smooth, the rolling shutter. And I can tell that this camera has some amazing processing, but that can only take you so far. If you have tiny little wobbles, it destroys your frame. I like to imagine it as a pig with lipstick. It may be pretty, but at the end of the day, it is still just a pig with lipstick on it. But no, for real, it does definitely have some crazy processing power, and the stabilization is really good. Like, I just stand there, hold the camera, and it looks like a tripod, which for my style is absolutely perfect. Just capture the movement in the frame and bring zero attention to the camera. But again, something I don't like are pros, 1 base ISO. Nah, but honestly, the fact that we got a base ISO is fire, and it is around 1000, which is pretty bright. Also, the base ISO, that was a joke. All cameras have 1 base ISO, maybe. The F-Log Direct 709 is a little bright, so just expose a little brighter and you will be fine. But now to the grail, the greatest feat this camera has ever done. ND, 4 stops, in camera. Like, come on, bro. How you guys at Fuji even do this? It is legit perfect. 4 stops is perfect for all situations. You're outside, go to F4. You're inside, turn it off and don't use it. But you know what isn't perfect? Some of the features. Number 1, transferring. I may have lied a little. Technically, this isn't perfect, but it's close. It's simple, it's fast. So now mix these fire film simulation JPEGs and the ability to transfer to your phone, and bam, you're posting on Instagram before you're even done with the shoot. But is this thing really worth $2,500? No. Unless you're willing to pay that, then yes, absolutely. It comes down to what you really want. So here are the 3 things that I wanted and how it stacked up. Number 1 is vlogging. I've been vlogging a lot recently and I wanted something that was tiny. So this was the perfect contender. I used it for about a week with no mic, 1 battery, and no other accessories, and it worked great. I would definitely choose my Sony for vlogging because it has a flip out screen, faster autofocus, and I can put a wide lens on it. But again, if I couldn't use it or I didn't have it, then the X100VI is perfect. That brings me on to my next point, is that it is an everything camera. I can take it anywhere, I can have it with me all the time, and I can use it whenever I want. And this came at a price. So number 3 is, what is that price for you? You're paying for extremely high quality and probably the smallest body that they can make. And honestly, $2,500 was a price that I was willing to pay. So yes, you can wait for it. You can probably find it cheaper, and you can honestly probably be fine without it. But for me, I took it at face value. I knew what it was, and I didn't try and make it something that it wasn't. It's not a corporate camera, so I won't use it like that. It's not a professional portrait camera, so I won't use it like that. But it is a camera that I can always have, and that to me is priceless. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely go check out yesterday's vlog because I have been working like a dog. But anyways, I will see you guys next Monday and Tuesday.
Chasing and... Oh wait, I want to chase.
Frolicking?
I want to chase. Here, Morgan should chase.
Okay, now go.